Hi everybody, it's George from the Dinosaur George Company at dinosaurgeorge.com, answering all the emails that I get from you from all around the world. If you've got a question you want to send to me, go to my website, dinosaurgeorge.com, click on the Ask Dinosaur George page, fill out the form and send it to me, and I will do my best to answer it. But keep in mind, I just can't answer all of them. All right, Marilyn from San Antonio, Texas. San Antonio is, of course, where I live. She said, "Hey, Dinosaur George, are you a music fan?" Yeah, as a matter of fact, Marilyn, I am. She said, "My friends have a band called Stegosaurus Lips." And they are absolutely amazing. You know, Marilyn, that is cool. That's really cool. Let me tell you something. I am a big fan of music. In fact, sitting in this office where I film these, I'm surrounded by autographed guitars. I have a guitar from Rush. I have a guitar from Motley Crue. I have a guitar from Judas Priest. I have AC/DC, Carlos Santana, which is my prized possession, Styx, who else? Journey, who else? I can't even see back there in the corner. Oh, ZZ Top, and then Iron Maiden. Now that doesn't mean that's the only music I listen to. You guys would be amazed at the music I listen to. I can listen to Iron Maiden one day, and I can listen to Frank Sinatra the next. I have a huge eclectic interest in music. But I'd love to hear your band. She asked, "What do you think dinosaurs did for fun?" You know, Marilyn, we often don't attribute things like fun to animals, and that's a shame because there are a lot of animals that have fun. All you have to do is watch a young fawn in the morning jumping around, playing. Let me tell you guys something I saw one day that I'll never forget from the balcony of a place I used to live. My balcony looked out onto the green of a beautiful golf course. And early one morning, I was standing out there and I was feeding the squirrel. I had a squirrel that used to come up to my balcony and eat. That squirrel had trained me very well. I think I spent $500 a month on food for that little weasel. But anyway, I went out to feed my squirrel. And I looked out on the green and there was a rabbit and a fawn playing chase. It was the coolest thing you've ever seen. The rabbit would jump straight up in the air and take off running in circles, and that fawn would chase him. And then the rabbit would slam on the brakes and turn around and chase the fawn. It was the coolest thing I've ever seen. Now, I think once dinosaurs grew to adult, their minds didn't think about having fun. But I will bet you that little dinosaurs had fun chasing each other. I bet you the little predators had fun chasing things like dragonflies, trying to catch them to practice their skills. I'll bet you they probably had fun in the water because everything enjoys being in the water. I think that the adult duckbills, when they took their babies into water to drink, I wouldn't be surprised if they weren't splashing each other and having fun. So that's my guess. That's a cool question. And hopefully one day I'll get to see Stegosaurus Lips. I'd love to hear them play. As a matter of fact, Marilyn, email me with where they're going to be playing, and I would love to pop in and just say hi and meet you in person. Okay, this comes from my good friend David from San Antonio, Texas. He said, "George, this is Dave from Texas Tropical." Texas Tropical is where I buy all my fish. For those of you that don't know, I am a huge fan of aquariums. I have 200-gallon, 300-gallon tanks in my house, and I love them. He said, "Just wondering if you have any new TV shows coming out." New TV shows coming out. Dave, it's good to hear from you, and please tell everybody at Texas Tropical I said hey, and tell Alan to say hi to his family for me. Right now, Dave, I'm working on a couple of different projects. One is for Discovery Channel, and then I've got a couple of others going on. Where I'm at right now is I'm in the process of trying to sell the concept. So I'm not really filming anything at this point, but we are working diligently with 3 or 4 different networks in an effort to sell something. Good to hear from you, Dave, and Merry Christmas to you and your family, and to everybody at Texas Tropical. Okay, David from Germantown, Maryland. He says, "Dear Dinosaur George, I don't have a question for you, I have a compliment." Well, that is really nice, David, and that's really kind of you. He says, "This 46-year-old man is sitting here watching the new Clash of Dinosaurs series on Discovery Channel, and while it's good, it is missing the key educational ingredient, you." David, I am honored. I mean, seriously. I seriously am. This is so kind of you. "I'm hoping that you are working on a TV follow-up to Jurassic Fight Club. You're the most accomplished explainer in this field, bar none. Let me know where you find. Where to find you next on YouTube, or if you plan on coming to the Smithsonian anytime soon. Thank you," he said, "David and his daughter Lauren." Well, David and Lauren, this is surely one of the nicest, most complimentary emails I've ever gotten. And I'll be honest with you, it's difficult for me sometimes to take these compliments, because for me, I'm just doing something that I enjoy. But I am honored that you would consider me to be somebody that helps you understand paleontology better. I'm right now, I'm not working on anything with Jurassic Fight Club, but there are words coming to me from a variety of different sources that we may be gearing up to do another season. I would like to. I saw the show on Discovery Channel. I was a little disappointed. I liked seeing some of, they basically used most of the experts from JFC. They used Dr. Tom Holtz, and they used Dr. Larry Whitmer, and they used Pete Larson, all of which I really enjoyed watching them. I wasn't that excited about the show. It had some good moments, but I get frustrated because they turn to some of these paleontologists that, in my opinion, just have no personalities whatsoever. And although the work they do is incredibly important, man, there's so many good spokespersons out there that would be better to be able to promote and at least add some excitement to the show. I will tell you this. Larson, Whitmer, Holtz, and Dr. Robert Bacher, these guys have remarkable personalities, and I wish that when they make a show, they turn the camera on these guys and let them loose. But unfortunately, they don't. And so they ask them these bullet point questions, and it doesn't really show their personalities. So those guys I really liked in the show, and I would hope maybe they get some people with a little more enthusiasm. As for coming up to the Smithsonian, man, I wish I could. I grew up in Suitland, Maryland. My father was in the Air Force. I would love to get back up there again, but I tell you what, Dave, join our mailing list on our website, because that's where I promote where I'm going to be, and I would love to meet you and your daughter Lauren in person. And again, thank you so much for that complimentary email. Okay, Ethan from Deltona, Florida. He said, I heard that an 80-foot-long predatory dinosaur was discovered. Is this true? And if so, what was its name? And he said, and can you post this on YouTube? Well, I am. So there you go, Ethan. You're on YouTube. You know, Ethan, there is no 80-foot-long predatory dinosaur that's been discovered. There have been some big sea creatures that are related to dinosaurs, but 80 feet is still longer than I think any of them got. I just don't believe they got that long. But things like Pleurodon were big, and Kronosaurus was big, and they found that big thing they called Predator X, which they really kind of blew it out of proportion and made it sound much bigger than it really was. It was big, but not quite as big as that. And he said one more question. If a Pyroraptor group fought a Velociraptor group 5-on-5, who would win? Cool question. Velociraptor is a little more slender than Pyroraptor, if I remember correctly. So I'm guessing Pyroraptor would be a little stronger. So my guess would be give the fight to the Pyros, because they would have torched the Velociraptor. Did everybody get that joke? Pyroraptors would have... Who writes this stuff? All right. And finally, a question from Aaron from McAllen, Texas. That's down in the valley. Aaron, I love the valley. Man, I love it. I speak down in the valley all the time, and I love it down there. He says, what was the biggest and smallest dinosaur you ever found? Okay, first of all, Aaron, I've never found a complete dinosaur, so I can only go with bones. Okay, biggest. I found the tail vertebra once of a Diplodocus, so that would be the biggest. Smallest, I found tooth once of what I think is a raptor. That was tiny. It would have been an infant. Probably would have been Dromaeosaurus. So I would guess the smallest one I ever found was the tooth of an infant Dromaeosaurus. And I guess that's the biggest and smallest of the two. All right, everybody, it is so good hearing from you all. I'm so glad that you guys are writing to me, and I enjoy answering these, and I wish I had more time to do it. Everybody out there, take care. Take care of everybody around you. Whether they're older than you or younger than you, take care of them. For you little folks out there, you make sure and practice your reading skills, because reading is very important. Until next time, everybody, I will see you all soon.